The Mindful Communicator. Effective and Empathetic Conversations. Written and published by MSC Boost. Chapter 1, Introduction to Mindful Communication. Unlocking Deeper Connections. In an era where conversations often skim the surface of interaction, diving into the depths of mindful communication opens up a world of richer, more meaningful connections. Mindful communication is not just about choosing the right words. It's about fostering a deeper understanding and connection with others. It involves an intentional approach to dialogue, where listening and speaking are balanced acts of empathy and expression. At its heart, mindful communication is about presence. It's about fully engaging with the person in front of you, free from distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. This type of presence allows for a level of attentiveness that can transform ordinary exchanges into moments of true connection. When we communicate mindfully, we do so from a place of awareness and compassion, which enables us to connect with others on a profound level. One might wonder, what makes mindful communication so crucial in our personal and professional lives? The answer lies in its power to build bridges. Effective communication fosters understanding, resolves conflicts, and strengthens bonds. It's about more than just conveying information. It's about connecting with the human being behind the words. Listening with intent is one of the pillars of mindful communication. This means listening to understand, not just to respond. It's about giving someone your full attention, without forming a rebuttal in your mind or getting distracted by external factors. This type of listening shows respect and care for the speaker's thoughts and feelings, paving the way for a deeper level of trust and connection. Speaking your truth is equally important. This involves expressing your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully, without hiding behind pretense or evasion. It's about being honest with yourself and others, in a way that fosters openness and trust. When you speak your truth, you invite others to do the same, creating a foundation for authentic and meaningful dialogue. The practice of mindful communication also extends to knowing when silence is golden. Silence can be a powerful tool for reflection and understanding. It allows both parties to process the conversation and absorb its nuances, creating space for insights to surface. In the rush to fill every pause, we often overlook the value of simply being with each other in quiet companionship. Empathy plays a crucial role in mindful communication. It's the ability to see the world through another's eyes, to feel what they feel. Empathy bridges the gap between disparate experiences and viewpoints, fostering a sense of shared humanity. When we approach conversations with empathy, we create a safe space for vulnerability and honesty. Mindful communication is not without its challenges, especially in a world brimming with distractions. The digital age has transformed the way we connect, often diluting the quality of our interactions. However, by applying the principles of mindful communication, we can navigate these waters with grace, creating islands of connection in a sea of disconnection. Practicing mindful communication requires intention and effort. It's a skill that develops over time through patience and persistence. But the rewards are immeasurable. By choosing to engage in mindful communication, we open the door to more meaningful relationships, both with ourselves and with others. This book aims to guide you through the nuances of mindful communication, from understanding its foundational principles to applying them in various aspects of your life. Whether you're looking to deepen your personal relationships, enhance your professional interactions, or simply become a more empathetic human being, the insights and strategies outlined in the following chapters will help you on your way. Remember, mindful communication is not a destination, but a way of being. It's a commitment to engaging with the world around you with awareness, empathy, and authenticity. By embracing this approach, you'll discover not just the power of words, but the power of connection. And in a world that often feels disconnected, this is a gift of immeasurable value. As we explore the art of mindful communication together, remember that each conversation is an opportunity to practice, to learn, and to connect. By infusing our interactions with mindfulness, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Let's embark on this exploration together, with open hearts and minds, ready to unlock the deeper connections that await us. Chapter 2: Listening with Intent. The heart of mindfulness in dialogue. Listening is an art that, when practiced with intent, becomes the heart of mindfulness in dialogue. It's a skill that goes beyond merely hearing words. It involves engaging with and understanding the emotions, thoughts, and experiences behind those words. Mindful listening is the foundation upon which meaningful connections are built, enabling us to bridge the gaps between our own perspectives and those of others. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's all too easy to listen passively or prepare our next response while someone else is speaking. However, true connection requires us to listen not just with our ears, but with our whole being. When we listen with intent, we offer the speaker a precious gift: our undivided attention and genuine interest in their words. The benefits of listening with intent are profound. It fosters mutual respect and understanding, reduces conflicts, and strengthens relationships. It allows us to gain insights and perspectives that we might otherwise miss. By truly listening, we make the other person feel valued and understood, laying the groundwork for open and honest communication. But how do we cultivate this skill? Listening with intent starts with presence. This means bringing your full attention to the conversation, setting aside distractions, and resisting the urge to multitask. It's about being fully in the moment with the person speaking, showing them that they have your complete focus. Another key element is empathy. By striving to understand the speaker's point of view, even if we don't agree with it, we open ourselves up to deeper understanding and connection. Empathy in listening involves paying attention not only to the words being spoken, but also to the tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language. These nonverbal cues can offer insights into the speaker's true feelings and intentions. Curiosity also plays a crucial role in listening with intent. Approach each conversation with a genuine desire to learn and understand more about the other person. Ask open-ended questions that encourage them to express themselves more fully. This not only demonstrates your interest, but also enriches the dialogue, allowing for a more engaging and meaningful exchange. Practicing patience is essential. Mindful listening requires us to slow down and allow the conversation to unfold naturally, without rushing to fill silences or jumping to conclusions. Patience shows respect for the speaker's process of articulating their thoughts and feelings, which can sometimes take time. Reflecting back what you've heard is a powerful way to show that you've been listening attentively. This doesn't mean simply parroting their words, but rather summarizing the essence of their message in your own words. This reflection can clarify misunderstandings, validate the speaker's experiences, and confirm that their message has been truly heard. Listening with intent is not always easy. It requires practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to set aside our own biases and judgments. However, the rewards are well worth the effort. By becoming better listeners, we not only enhance our personal and professional relationships, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. As we move forward, let's challenge ourselves to listen more deeply and intentionally. Let's strive to be present in our conversations, showing empathy and curiosity, practicing patience, and reflecting on what we've heard. By doing so, we can transform our dialogues, deepen our connections, and experience the true power of communication. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to practice listening with intent. Whether it's a casual chat with a friend, a discussion with a colleague, or a conversation with a loved one, each interaction is a chance to hone this vital skill. By committing to mindful listening, we open our hearts and minds to the rich, diverse tapestry of human experience, finding common ground in our shared humanity. Let this chapter serve as a reminder of the transformative potential of listening with intent. As we cultivate this skill, we not only become better communicators, but also more empathetic, compassionate, and connected individuals. So let us embrace the art of listening with the same enthusiasm and dedication we bring to being heard. For it is in listening that we truly connect. Chapter 3: Speaking Your Truth. Expressing yourself with clarity and kindness. Expressing oneself with clarity and kindness is a vital component of effective communication and personal integrity. Speaking your truth is about sharing your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs in a way that is honest and authentic, yet considerate and respectful of others. This balance is not always easy to achieve, but it's crucial for building trust and understanding in any relationship. The ability to articulate your truth starts with self-awareness. Understanding your own emotions, motivations, and values is the first step toward expressing them clearly to others. This requires regular self-reflection and a willingness to confront your own vulnerabilities. When you know what you stand for, you can communicate your perspective with confidence and grace. However, speaking your truth also means being mindful of how your words impact others. It involves choosing your words carefully and framing your messages in a way that is empathetic and constructive. This doesn't mean diluting your message or avoiding difficult topics. Rather, it's about finding a way to be honest without being hurtful and assertive without being aggressive. One key to this balance is the practice of nonviolent communication (NVC), a method developed by Marshall B. Rosenberg. NVC teaches us to express our needs and feelings without blaming or criticizing others. It encourages us to focus on positive, actionable requests rather than dwelling on what's wrong. This approach fosters open, empathetic dialogue and helps prevent conflicts from escalating. Another important aspect of speaking your truth is timing and context. The right moment can make a significant difference in how your message is received. Consider the emotional state and readiness of the person you're speaking to, as well as the appropriateness of the setting. Sometimes, waiting for a more opportune time can lead to a more productive and positive exchange. Active listening plays a crucial role here as well. By paying close attention to the other person's responses, you can gauge how your message is being received and adjust your approach if necessary. This two-way interaction ensures that speaking your truth is not just a monologue, but a dialogue that respects and values the perspectives of both parties. It's also vital to practice patience and persistence. Expressing yourself authentically and respectfully is a skill that develops over time. There will be moments of misunderstanding or disagreement, but each conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow. By staying committed to honesty and empathy, you can navigate these challenges with integrity and resilience. Furthermore, speaking your truth with kindness means recognizing the power of your words. Words can heal or hurt, build up or tear down. By choosing to speak with kindness, we contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. This doesn't mean avoiding hard truths, but rather framing them in a way that acknowledges the dignity and worth of everyone involved. Ultimately, speaking your truth is about more than just communication. It's about living authentically. When we align our words with our values, we live with integrity. This alignment brings a sense of peace and satisfaction, knowing that we are true to ourselves and respectful of others. As you continue on your path of mindful communication, remember that speaking your truth is a powerful act of self-expression and connection. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a deep commitment to empathy and kindness. By embracing these principles, you can foster deeper, more meaningful relationships and make a positive impact on the world around you. Let this chapter serve as a guide and inspiration as you navigate the complexities of expressing yourself with clarity and kindness. Remember, your voice matters, and your truth is worth sharing. By speaking with intention and compassion, you open the door to genuine understanding and connection. Chapter 4: The Art of Silence. Understanding when not to speak. Silence, often overlooked, holds profound power in communication. It's an art that, when mastered, can enhance the depth and quality of our interactions. Understanding when not to speak is not about withholding your voice, but about recognizing the moments when silence can speak louder than words. This chapter explores the strategic and empathetic use of silence as a component of mindful communication. Silence offers a space for reflection for both the speaker and the listener. In the rush to fill every pause with words, we sometimes miss the opportunity to truly digest what has been said, or to consider our response carefully. Silence gives us time to process our thoughts and feelings, leading to more thoughtful and meaningful exchanges. Moreover, silence can be a powerful tool for empathy. It allows us to be fully present with someone else's emotions without immediately trying to fix, dismiss, or counter what they're feeling. In moments of grief, confusion, or vulnerability, offering your silent presence can be more comforting than any words you might say. It communicates your willingness to be there with them, to share in their moment of need without judgment. Silence also plays a crucial role in active listening. By quieting our own internal dialogue, we can give our undivided attention to the speaker, showing genuine interest and respect for their message. This fosters a deeper connection and understanding, as it signals to the speaker that they are truly being heard. But how do we know when to embrace silence? It starts with mindfulness, being attuned to the flow of conversation and the emotional cues of those involved. If you sense that someone is struggling to articulate their thoughts or emotions, offering them a silent space can be an invitation for them to express themselves more fully. Similarly, if a discussion is escalating into conflict, choosing silence over immediate reaction can help de-escalate the situation, allowing for cooler heads to prevail. Practicing silence also requires self-awareness. Recognize your own tendencies in conversation. Do you feel uncomfortable with pauses, rushing to fill them? Or do you find yourself planning your next response instead of listening? Being aware of these habits is the first step toward integrating mindful silence into your interactions. Silence should not be confused with withdrawal or passivity. There's a difference between using silence as a thoughtful tool in communication and using it to avoid engagement or to withhold. The art lies in knowing the difference, using silence to enhance understanding, not to create distance. Incorporating silence into our communication also means being comfortable with it ourselves. Many of us find silence unsettling, equating it with awkwardness or emptiness. However, learning to appreciate the richness of silence can transform it from something to avoid into something to embrace. Practice spending time in silence daily, whether through meditation, quiet reflection, or simply pausing to breathe between tasks. This personal comfort with silence will naturally extend into your communication with others. Remember that silence, like speech, is a choice. Choosing when to use it and when not to should be a deliberate decision, guided by empathy, respect, and the desire to connect more deeply with others. It's about finding the right balance in each interaction, recognizing that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. As we move forward, let us explore the spaces between words with the same attention and intention we give to the words themselves. Let us appreciate the quiet moments that allow for reflection, connection, and understanding. By mastering the art of silence, we unlock another dimension of mindful communication, enriching our relationships and our lives. Chapter 5: Empathy in Action. Seeing the world through others' eyes. Empathy is the heart of meaningful connections and the cornerstone of mindful communication. It's about more than just understanding someone else's feelings. It's about truly seeing the world from their perspective, sharing in their emotions, and conveying that understanding back to them. This chapter delves into the transformative power of empathy in action, offering practical insights into how we can cultivate this essential skill in our daily interactions. At its essence, empathy involves stepping outside of ourselves and entering into another person's experience. It requires a genuine curiosity about others' thoughts, feelings, and viewpoints, coupled with a willingness to listen deeply and openly. Empathy is what allows us to connect with others on a profound level, bridging differences and fostering a sense of shared humanity. One of the first steps in practicing empathy is active listening. This means listening not just to respond, but to understand. It involves paying attention to the other person's words, tone of voice, and body language, absorbing the full message being conveyed. Active listening shows that you value the speaker's perspective, creating a space where they feel seen and heard. Asking open-ended questions is another powerful way to demonstrate empathy. These questions encourage the speaker to express themselves more fully, offering insights into their thoughts and feelings. By asking questions that show a genuine interest in their experience, you signal your commitment to understanding their perspective. Reflecting and validating the emotions of others are key components of empathy in action. This involves acknowledging and naming the feelings the other person is expressing, whether it's joy, frustration, sadness, or anything in between. Such reflections not only demonstrate that you're paying attention, but also help the speaker feel understood and supported. Empathy also requires a non-judgmental stance. Suspending our own judgments and preconceptions allows us to meet others where they are, without imposing our own biases or expectations. This openness is essential for building trust and rapport, creating a foundation for deeper connection and communication. Cultivating empathy also means being aware of and managing our own emotional responses. Sometimes, stepping into someone else's shoes can evoke strong emotions in us. Being mindful of these reactions and managing them appropriately ensures that our focus remains on understanding and supporting the other person. Empathy in action extends beyond individual interactions. It influences how we approach conflicts, solve problems, and make decisions. By considering the perspectives and feelings of others, we can navigate challenges more collaboratively and compassionately, finding solutions that respect and address the needs of all involved. Practicing empathy can be challenging, especially in situations where we strongly disagree with the other person's perspective. However, empathy doesn't require agreement. It simply requires a sincere attempt to understand. Even in disagreement, empathy can help maintain the dignity and respect of the dialogue, preventing conflicts from escalating unnecessarily. Ultimately, empathy is a skill that can be developed and deepened with practice. It starts with a commitment to truly seeing the world through others' eyes and a willingness to be changed by what we learn in the process. By embracing empathy in our daily lives, we not only enhance our own emotional intelligence, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Let's challenge ourselves to practice empathy in all our interactions. Let's approach others with curiosity, listen with intention, and respond with understanding. By putting empathy into action, we open our hearts to the rich tapestry of human experience, fostering connections that are grounded in mutual respect and understanding. Chapter 6: Navigating Difficult Conversations with Grace. Engaging in difficult conversations is an inevitable part of human relationships. Whether it's addressing a problem at work, discussing a sensitive topic with a loved one, or confronting a friend about an issue, these conversations test our ability to communicate with care, respect, and effectiveness. Navigating these discussions with grace is not just about maintaining harmony. It's about fostering understanding and growth for all involved. The foundation of graceful communication in challenging situations lies in preparation. Before entering a conversation, take time to reflect on your objectives. What do you hope to achieve? Understanding your goals helps you stay focused on constructive outcomes, rather than getting sidetracked by emotions or minor details. Approaching the conversation with a mindset of curiosity, rather than confrontation, sets a positive tone right from the start. Enter the dialogue with an open mind, ready to listen and understand the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say, but showing a willingness to consider their viewpoint can significantly lower defenses, paving the way for a more productive exchange. Empathy is your ally in difficult conversations. Try to understand where the other person is coming from and acknowledge their feelings. This doesn't mean taking responsibility for their emotions, but recognizing them as valid. Expressing empathy can help de-escalate tension and remind both parties of the shared goal of resolution. Clear and honest communication is crucial. Speak from your own experience using I statements to express how you feel and what you need. This approach minimizes the likelihood of the other person feeling attacked and becoming defensive. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel unheard when we discuss this topic." This subtle shift in language can make a big difference in how your message is received. Listening is just as important as speaking. Give the other person your full attention, resisting the urge to interrupt or formulate your response while they are speaking. Sometimes, simply feeling heard can be enough to soften a person's stance and open the door to finding common ground. Maintaining composure is key. difficult conversations often evoke strong emotions. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, it's okay to request a pause. Taking a brief break allows everyone to cool down and collect their thoughts, ensuring the conversation remains respectful and productive. Remember, the goal of a difficult conversation should not be to win, but to understand and to find a resolution that respects everyone's needs and perspectives. Sometimes an agreement may not be possible, and that's okay. Agreeing to disagree with respect can itself be a positive outcome, preserving relationships despite differences. Recognize when to seek external support. Some conversations may benefit from the presence of a neutral third party, such as a mediator or counselor, who can facilitate dialogue and help navigate the complexities of the situation. Navigating difficult conversations with grace is a skill that enhances both our personal and professional lives. It strengthens relationships, builds trust, and encourages a culture of open and honest communication. By approaching these dialogues with preparation, empathy, and respect, we can transform potentially divisive moments into opportunities for growth and understanding. With the right mindset and tools, we can handle even the most difficult conversations with grace, contributing to a more understanding and compassionate world. Chapter 7: The Power of Presence. Being fully there in every interaction. The power of presence in communication is a transformative tool that goes beyond mere physical attendance. It involves immersing yourself entirely in the conversation, offering your full attention and genuine engagement to the person you are communicating with. This chapter explores the profound impact that being fully present can have on our interactions and how it can deepen our connections with others. Being present means more than just showing up. It means being actively engaged and responsive in the moment. It requires us to set aside distractions, both external and internal, to truly listen and connect with the person we are speaking to. This level of attentiveness conveys respect and value, showing the speaker that what they have to say is important to us. One of the key benefits of practicing presence is the development of deeper connections. When we are fully engaged in a conversation, we are more likely to understand the emotions and intentions behind the words being spoken. This understanding fosters empathy and trust, building stronger, more meaningful relationships. Moreover, presence enhances the quality of our communication. It allows us to catch the subtle nuances in tone, body language, and facial expressions that might otherwise be missed. This can lead to a more accurate understanding of the message being conveyed and reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings. To cultivate presence in our interactions, we must first acknowledge the barriers that prevent us from being fully engaged. Common obstacles include preoccupation with our own thoughts, feelings, or what we plan to say next, as well as external distractions such as technology or environmental factors. Recognizing these barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. One effective strategy for enhancing presence is the practice of mindful listening. This involves listening with the intention of understanding, rather than responding. It means focusing on the speaker's words without judgment and resisting the urge to interrupt or formulate a reply while they are speaking. Mindful listening encourages a deeper engagement with a conversation, making it more likely that we will absorb and comprehend the message fully. Another important aspect of presence is body language. Nonverbal cues, such as eye contact, nodding, and leaning in, can communicate our interest and attention more powerfully than words alone. By being mindful of our body language, we can reinforce our presence and show the speaker that we are fully engaged. Additionally, managing our distractions is crucial for maintaining presence. This might mean turning off or silencing electronic devices during conversations or choosing a quiet, comfortable place to talk. Creating an environment conducive to focused conversation can significantly improve our ability to be present. Presence requires practice. Like any skill, it improves with use. Start small, perhaps by dedicating your full attention to a single conversation each day, and gradually increase your practice. Over time, you will find it becomes easier to engage deeply and meaningfully in all your interactions. Incorporating presence into our communication is not just a courtesy. It's a powerful tool for building rapport, understanding, and connection. By choosing to be fully there in every interaction, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Let us strive to be present in our conversations, not just as participants, but as active, engaged listeners and communicators. The power of presence is within each of us, waiting to transform our interactions and relationships in profound ways. Chapter 8: Feedback as a Gift. Giving and receiving with compassion. Feedback, often perceived as a daunting exchange, holds the potential to be one of the most valuable gifts we give and receive in our interactions. When approached with compassion, feedback transcends mere criticism or praise, evolving into a constructive dialogue that fosters growth, understanding, and improvement. This chapter delves into the art of giving and receiving feedback with grace, aiming to transform the way we perceive and engage in these critical conversations. The essence of feedback lies in its intention. When giving feedback, the goal should not be to assert dominance or to highlight shortcomings for the sake of it. Instead, feedback should be aimed at supporting the recipient's development and enhancing the relationship between the giver and the receiver. This requires a foundation of trust and respect, ensuring that feedback is received as intended, a gesture of goodwill aimed at mutual improvement. Giving feedback with compassion involves several key practices. Firstly, it's important to focus on specific behaviors rather than personal attributes. This distinction helps the recipient understand that the feedback is about their actions, not their character, making it easier to accept and act upon. Timing and setting also play a crucial role in how feedback is received. Choosing a private and comfortable environment and a moment when both parties are calm and receptive can significantly impact the effectiveness of the exchange. Additionally, framing feedback in a balanced manner, acknowledging strengths while addressing areas for improvement, can encourage a more open and positive reception. The sandwich method is a popular technique for delivering compassionate feedback. This approach involves starting with positive observations, followed by constructive criticism, and concluding with encouraging remarks. While this method can soften the impact of critical feedback, it's crucial that the positive comments are genuine and relevant, ensuring the message does not become diluted. On the flip side, receiving feedback with grace is equally important. It requires openness and the willingness to see feedback as an opportunity for personal and professional growth. This can be challenging, especially when the feedback is unexpected or touches on sensitive areas. However, adopting a mindset that views feedback as a gift can change our emotional response to it. Active listening is vital when receiving feedback. This means fully engaging with the giver, seeking to understand their perspective without immediately jumping to defense. Asking clarifying questions can help ensure that the message is understood correctly and demonstrates a commitment to improvement. It's also beneficial to express gratitude for feedback, regardless of its nature. This doesn't mean agreeing with everything said, but acknowledging the time and effort taken to share their observations. Gratitude paves the way for a constructive dialogue, reinforcing the relationship and opening doors to further development. Reflecting on the feedback received is a critical step towards growth. Take the time to process the information, assess its validity, and determine how it can be integrated into your behavior or work. This reflection might not always lead to immediate changes, but it fosters a mindset geared towards continuous improvement. Feedback should be a two-way street. Encouraging a culture where feedback is freely given and received builds a foundation for open communication and ongoing development. By normalizing feedback within our relationships, we cultivate an environment where everyone feels valued and empowered to reach their full potential. Feedback, when given and received with compassion, becomes a powerful tool for enhancement and connection. It challenges us to look beyond our immediate perceptions and work collaboratively towards greater understanding and efficacy in our interactions. Let us embrace feedback with open hearts and minds, recognizing it as a vital ingredient in our journey towards personal and collective growth. Chapter 9: The Role of Nonverbal Communication in Mindfulness. In the realm of mindful communication, Words are just one part of the conversation. Nonverbal cues such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice play a crucial role in conveying our true feelings and intentions. This chapter explores the significant impact of nonverbal communication on mindfulness, and how becoming more aware of these silent signals can enhance our interactions and connections with others. Nonverbal communication is a powerful tool that can affirm or contradict the words we speak. For instance, a warm smile can reinforce a message of welcome, while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness or discomfort, even if our words express openness. Understanding and being mindful of these cues allows us to communicate more effectively and authentically. Body language, one of the most expressive forms of nonverbal communication, speaks volumes about our true feelings. Open postures, such as uncrossed arms or leaning slightly forward, signal engagement and interest, fostering a sense of connection and trust. Conversely, closed postures can create an atmosphere of distance or disinterest. Being mindful of our own body language, as well as reading that of others, can help us navigate conversations more effectively, ensuring our nonverbal cues match our intended message. Facial expressions are another critical component of nonverbal communication, often revealing emotions we might not be ready to articulate in words. A genuine smile, a furrowed brow, or eyes brimming with empathy can communicate compassion, concern, and understanding more eloquently than words. By paying attention to the facial expressions of those we interact with, we can gain insights into their feelings and respond more empathetically, deepening our connections. Tone of voice also plays a significant role in conveying our emotional state and intentions. The same sentence can be interpreted in multiple ways depending on the speaker's tone, making it a powerful aspect of mindful communication. A soft, steady tone can soothe and reassure, while a sharp, raised voice might convey frustration or anger. Mindfulness in our tone of voice ensures that our verbal message is not undermined by how we say it, allowing for clearer and more compassionate communication. The practice of mindfulness encourages us to be present and aware, not only of our thoughts and feelings, but also of the nonverbal signals we send and receive. This awareness can significantly enhance our ability to communicate effectively, enabling us to respond not just to the words being said, but to the complete message being conveyed. To develop mindfulness in nonverbal communication, we can start by observing our interactions without judgment, noticing the nonverbal cues we naturally use and those we observe in others. This practice can be as simple as paying attention to our posture during a conversation, monitoring our facial expressions during different types of discussions, or noticing how our tone of voice changes with our emotions. Additionally, we can consciously choose to employ nonverbal cues that align with our intentions. For example, maintaining eye contact to show we are listening, nodding in agreement, or using open body language to demonstrate our engagement and openness to the conversation. By integrating mindfulness into our nonverbal communication, we not only enhance our interactions, but also foster deeper connections with others. It allows us to communicate more holistically, ensuring that our entire presence, words, actions, and silent signals conveys empathy, respect, and understanding. In embracing the full spectrum of communication, we open ourselves to more authentic and meaningful exchanges. Let this chapter serve as a reminder of the power of nonverbal cues in enriching our conversations and relationships. As we become more mindful of these silent messages, we unlock new levels of empathy and connection, strengthening the bonds that unite us. Chapter 10: Overcoming Communication Barriers. Mindful Strategies for Common Challenges. Communication is the bridge that connects us, enabling the exchange of ideas, feelings, and experiences. However, various barriers can hinder this flow, leading to misunderstandings and conflicts. Overcoming these barriers requires mindfulness and a set of strategies tailored to address common challenges in communication. This chapter explores these obstacles and offers practical, mindful approaches to navigate and dissolve them, fostering clearer, more effective dialogue. One prevalent barrier is the presence of assumptions and biases. We all carry a suitcase of preconceived notions and experiences that shape how we interpret messages. Being mindful means recognizing these biases and making a conscious effort to set them aside, approaching conversations with openness and curiosity. Asking clarifying questions and actively listening can help us understand the speaker's perspective without letting our assumptions cloud our judgment. Another common challenge is emotional reactions. High-stress conversations or sensitive topics can trigger strong emotions, leading to reactive responses rather than thoughtful communication. Practicing mindfulness in these moments involves acknowledging your emotions without allowing them to dictate your response. Taking deep breaths, pausing before replying, and expressing your feelings using I statements can help manage emotional reactions, keeping the communication constructive. Language and cultural differences also pose significant barriers to effective communication. Words and gestures can have different meanings across cultures, leading to confusion and misinterpretation. Overcoming this barrier requires patience, sensitivity, and the willingness to learn from each other. Demonstrating respect for cultural differences, using simple and clear language, and employing nonverbal cues thoughtfully can bridge the gap, enhancing mutual understanding. Technological distractions have become a ubiquitous challenge in modern communication. The constant buzz of notifications and the allure of screens can fracture our attention, making mindful presence in conversations difficult. To counteract this, establish tech-free zones or times, particularly during important discussions or when connecting with loved ones. Giving undivided attention signals respect and fosters deeper, more meaningful interactions. Miscommunication often stems from differing perceptions and expectations. What seems obvious to one person may not be to another. Addressing this barrier requires explicitness and confirmation. Clearly stating your needs, expectations, and understanding of the conversation can prevent misalignments. Summarizing key points and asking for feedback ensures both parties are on the same page, minimizing misunderstandings. Physical and environmental factors can inhibit effective communication. Background noise, poor acoustics, or physical distance can make it hard to hear and understand each other. Mindfully creating an environment conducive to conversations, such as reducing background noise, ensuring comfortable seating arrangements, and if necessary, using technology to bridge physical gaps can significantly improve the quality of communication. Overcoming communication barriers is not about perfect conversations, but about creating the conditions for honest, open, and respectful exchanges. It involves a commitment to growth, a willingness to listen, and the courage to speak your truth with kindness. As we navigate the complexities of human interaction, let us remember that every conversation is an opportunity to connect, learn, and enrich our relationships. By applying mindful strategies to overcome communication barriers, we open the doors to deeper understanding and collaboration, enhancing the fabric of our connections. In embracing these approaches, we not only improve our ability to communicate, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. Let this chapter serve as a guide for transforming communication challenges into opportunities for growth and connection. Chapter 11: Mindful Communication in the Digital Age. Connecting authentically online. The ways we connect with one another have expanded far beyond face-to-face interactions. The rise of social media, messaging apps, and virtual meetings has revolutionized communication, offering unparalleled opportunities for staying in touch across distances. However, this convenience often comes at the cost of depth and authenticity. Mindful communication in the digital age is about bridging this gap, ensuring that our online interactions remain as genuine and meaningful as our offline ones. The first step towards mindful online communication is to cultivate awareness of our digital habits. It's easy to fall into the trap of passive scrolling or reactive commenting without truly engaging with the content or considering the person on the other side of the screen. By becoming more conscious of how we use digital platforms, we can choose to participate in ways that foster real connection, such as leaving thoughtful comments, sharing meaningful content, and engaging in conversations that go beyond superficial exchanges. Active listening plays a crucial role in mindful communication, even online. This might seem challenging without the nonverbal cues present in face-to-face interactions. But it's possible to listen actively in digital spaces by reading carefully, asking clarifying questions, and reflecting back what we've understood from the exchange. This approach demonstrates that we are genuinely engaged and value the other person's perspective. Empathy is as important online as it is offline. Digital communication often feels impersonal, making it easier to forget there's a real person with feelings on the other side of the screen. Before posting or responding, take a moment to consider the impact of your words. Strive to communicate with kindness and compassion, remembering that empathy can bridge the emotional distance created by digital platforms. Another aspect of mindful online communication is setting boundaries. The always-on nature of digital devices can lead to burnout and affect our ability to be present in our interactions. Establishing specific times for checking emails or social media can help manage digital overload, allowing us to engage more fully when we do connect online. Mindfulness also involves authenticity in our digital personas. In a world where social media often encourages us to present only the best parts of our lives, being authentic means sharing our true selves, including our struggles and vulnerabilities. This honesty can encourage others to open up, deepening connections and fostering a sense of community and support. Privacy and consent are critical in the digital age. Mindful communication respects the privacy of others, asking for permission before sharing personal information or photos, and being cautious about the details we disclose online. Respecting these boundaries is a crucial part of maintaining trust and safety in digital interactions. Mindful communication online means knowing when to take conversations offline. Some discussions, particularly sensitive or complex ones, are better suited to face-to-face or voice conversations. Recognizing when digital communication is not sufficient and making the effort to connect in more personal ways can strengthen relationships and ensure that important conversations receive the attention and nuance they deserve. Mindful communication in the digital age is about using technology not just to connect more, but to connect better. It's about choosing depth over breadth, quality over quantity, and authenticity over superficiality. By applying the principles of mindfulness to our digital interactions, we can create meaningful connections that enrich our lives and the lives of those we communicate with online. As we navigate the digital landscape, let us remember the power of mindful communication to transform our online spaces into environments of genuine connection and understanding. Let this chapter serve as a guide to connecting authentically online, reminding us that behind every screen is a human heart, seeking connection and understanding. Chapter 12: Creating Space for Dialogue. Fostering environments that encourage openness. In the journey of mindful communication, the environment in which we converse plays a pivotal role in the quality and depth of our dialogues. Creating spaces that encourage openness and honesty is not just about the physical setting. It's about cultivating an atmosphere of trust, respect, and mutual understanding. This chapter delves into how we can foster environments, both physical and emotional, that nurture genuine dialogue and connection. At the heart of creating a conducive space for dialogue is the establishment of trust. Trust forms the foundation upon which open and honest communication is built. It signals to others that they can express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or retribution. Building trust starts with small actions: being consistent, keeping confidences, and showing up authentically in every interaction. These gestures lay the groundwork for a secure environment where meaningful conversations can flourish. Respect is another cornerstone of an open dialogue environment. It involves acknowledging and valuing the inherent worth of every individual's perspective, even when it diverges from our own. Demonstrating respect can be as simple as actively listening, refraining from interrupting, and responding thoughtfully. When people feel respected, they are more likely to contribute their ideas and feelings, enriching the conversation with diverse viewpoints. Empathy plays a crucial role in fostering openness. It allows us to connect with others on an emotional level, understanding their experiences and emotions, even if we have not lived them ourselves. Empathetic responses in conversations signal that we are not just hearing but truly listening and valuing the other person's perspective. This emotional connection encourages a deeper level of sharing and collaboration. Creating a safe space for dialogue also involves setting clear boundaries and norms. These guidelines help manage expectations and ensure that everyone feels comfortable participating. Establishing norms such as one person speaking at a time, using I statements to express personal viewpoints, and agreeing that all contributions are valuable can help maintain a positive and productive dialogue environment. The physical environment can also significantly impact the openness of a dialogue. Spaces that are comfortable, private, and free from distractions invite participants to relax and engage more fully in the conversation. Simple adjustments like arranging seating to facilitate eye contact, ensuring adequate lighting, and minimizing noise can make a substantial difference in the quality of communication. Encouraging participation is essential in creating an open dialogue environment. This means inviting contributions from all participants and valuing different forms of expression. Some individuals may prefer speaking, while others might express themselves more effectively through writing or other creative outlets. Providing various avenues for expression ensures that everyone has the opportunity to contribute in a way that feels comfortable to them. Lastly, fostering an environment of openness requires patience and a willingness to navigate the complexities of human communication. Encouraging dialogue is an ongoing process, one that benefits from continuous reflection and adaptation. By being attentive to the dynamics of our interactions and remaining committed to creating inclusive spaces, we can facilitate richer, more meaningful conversations. Creating space for dialogue is about much more than just physical settings. It's about nurturing an atmosphere where everyone feels valued, understood, and encouraged to share openly. Through trust, respect, empathy, clear boundaries, thoughtful physical arrangements, and a commitment to inclusive participation, we can foster environments that elevate our conversations and connections. Let this chapter serve as a reminder of the transformative power of creating spaces that promote openness and dialogue. In doing so, we not only enrich our own communication experiences, but also contribute to a culture of understanding and connection that extends beyond our immediate interactions. Chapter 13: Mindful Communication in Relationships. Strengthening bonds at home and work. Mindful communication is the golden thread that can weave stronger, more resilient bonds in both our personal and professional relationships. It involves being fully present, listening deeply, speaking truthfully, and responding with compassion. This chapter explores how applying mindful communication practices can transform our interactions at home and work, fostering environments of respect, understanding, and mutual support. In the realm of personal relationships, mindful communication encourages us to be present with our loved ones. This means setting aside distractions and focusing entirely on the moment we share with them. Such presence communicates value and love, reinforcing the bond and deepening the connection. Whether it's a conversation over dinner or a casual chat on the couch, being fully there makes those moments count. Listening deeply is another pillar of mindful communication. It involves listening to understand, not just to reply. In personal relationships, this means hearing not just the words your partner or family member is saying, but also the emotions and intentions behind them. At work, it means valuing your colleagues' or employees' input and showing genuine interest in their perspectives. This kind of attentive listening fosters empathy and trust, key ingredients for strong relationships. Speaking your truth is equally important in nurturing relationships. It's about expressing your thoughts and feelings openly and respectfully. In a family setting, this honesty creates a culture of openness, where each member feels safe to share their inner world. In the workplace, it encourages transparency and authenticity, which can boost teamwork and morale. However, speaking your truth also requires mindfulness about timing, tone, and the impact of your words, ensuring that your message is both clear and kind. Responding with compassion is where mindful communication truly shines. It's about acknowledging the feelings of others and responding in a way that supports and uplifts them. In personal relationships, This might mean offering comfort during difficult times or sharing in the joy of their successes. At work, it translates into providing constructive feedback, recognizing achievements, and offering help when needed. Compassionate responses build a foundation of care and respect, which are vital for healthy relationships. Mindful communication also involves managing conflicts with grace. Disagreements are natural in any relationship, but how we handle them can either weaken or strengthen our bonds. Approaching conflicts with mindfulness, focusing on resolution rather than winning, seeking to understand the other's perspective, and expressing your own views calmly can turn potential rifts into opportunities for growth. Creating space for regular check-ins is another way to strengthen relationships through mindful communication. These moments of connection, whether a weekly family meeting or a regular one-on-one with a colleague, provide an opportunity to share updates, address concerns, and celebrate achievements. They reinforce the importance of each relationship, showing commitment to its growth and well-being. Finally, practicing gratitude is a powerful aspect of mindful communication. Regularly expressing appreciation for the people in our lives, for their qualities, actions, or simply their presence, nurtures positivity and deepens connections. At home, it can make family members feel valued and loved. In the workplace, it can create a culture of recognition and positivity, boosting engagement and satisfaction. Mindful communication is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but a practice that requires adaptability, patience, and commitment. By incorporating these principles into our daily interactions, we can foster stronger, more meaningful relationships both at home and at work. It's about making every conversation count, every listening moment deep, and every response thoughtful. In doing so, we not only enhance our connections, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. By committing to these practices, we can transform our interactions, strengthen our bonds, and create environments where everyone feels heard, understood, and valued. Chapter 14: A Mindful Communicator's Path Forward. Integrating practices into daily life. Embarking on the path of mindful communication is a transformative journey, one that enhances not only our interactions with others, but also our relationship with ourselves. As we draw to a close on this exploration of mindful communication, the challenge now lies in integrating these practices into our daily lives. This chapter is dedicated to providing practical, actionable steps to embody the essence of mindful communication, ensuring it becomes a natural part of our everyday interactions. The first step in this integration process is setting a clear intention. Begin each day with a commitment to be present, listen deeply, speak truthfully, and respond with compassion. This intention acts as your compass, guiding your interactions and helping you stay aligned with the principles of mindful communication. Incorporating mindfulness practices into your routine can significantly enhance your ability to communicate mindfully. Activities such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even a few moments of quiet reflection can help cultivate a state of presence. By starting your day with such practices, you prime yourself to approach conversations with a calm, centered mindset. Active listening is a skill that, like any other, improves with practice. Make a conscious effort to listen more than you speak in conversations. Focus on the speaker, observe their nonverbal cues, and resist the urge to formulate your response while they're still talking. You can practice this with anyone, from a colleague sharing a project update to a family member recounting their day. To speak your truth effectively, practice expressing your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully. Use I statements to convey your perspective without placing blame. For instance, instead of saying, "You make me feel ignored," try, "I feel overlooked when I'm speaking," and the conversation shifts away from the topic at hand. This small shift can make a significant difference in how your message is received. Responding with compassion can be nurtured by regularly reminding yourself to view situations from the other person's perspective. When you find yourself in a disagreement or facing a challenging conversation, take a moment to consider the other person's feelings and motivations. This empathy can guide your response, making it more likely to be constructive and supportive. Conflict resolution skills are essential for a mindful communicator. Approach disagreements with the goal of finding a mutual understanding rather than winning an argument. When conflicts arise, use them as opportunities to practice your mindful communication skills, focusing on resolving the issue in a way that respects all parties involved. Feedback is a vital component of growth, both in giving and receiving. Approach feedback with an open mind and heart, whether you're on the giving or receiving end. Remember, feedback offered constructively and received with grace can be a powerful catalyst for personal and professional development. Finally, practice gratitude in your communications. Acknowledge and appreciate the efforts and qualities of those around you. Expressing gratitude not only strengthens relationships, but also fosters a positive environment that encourages open, honest dialogue. Integrating mindful communication practices into daily life is a journey that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. There will be moments of success and times when you falter. Remember, each interaction is an opportunity to practice and grow. Celebrate your progress, learn from your challenges, and remain committed to the path of mindful communication. As we conclude this exploration, let us carry forward the insights and practices that have illuminated our path. Mindful communication is more than a set of techniques. It's a way of being in the world, a commitment to fostering understanding, connection, and compassion in every interaction. By choosing to walk this path, we contribute to a more mindful, communicative world, one conversation at a time. Let this chapter serve as both a guide and an inspiration for integrating mindful communication into your life. With each step forward, may you find greater clarity, deeper connections, and a more profound sense of presence in your daily interactions.